One of Hollywood's toughest heroes is facing a battle for his own health now and stepping away from the cameras to do it. Bruce Willis has retired from acting after it was made public that he has aphasia. It's a disorder that affects one's ability to communicate, and it had a lot of us asking, what more do we need to know? We're going to take a deeper dive on that diagnosis with neurologist Dr. Richard Isaacson, director of Florida Atlantic University Alzheimer's Prevention Clinic. Doctor, so glad to have you with us. So many of us were asking, well, didn't know anything about aphasia, let alone even how to pronounce it. So let's just start with the basics of what exactly it is, what are the symptoms, what causes it, and even more importantly, is it curable?
Well, I'm really glad we're having this conversation because millions of Americans are suffering from aphasia right now, and most people had never even heard that word before. So aphasia means problems with communication. The inability to create sentences, to create spoken language, the inability to understand spoken language. And people that have aphasia can have a mixed bag of these types of symptoms. They may be able to understand what someone says, but they may not be able to respond appropriately right back. They may not be able to understand what other people say, but they may be able to respond back, or it could be together. So aphasia is an umbrella term that it can include a variety of symptoms where people have trouble with speaking in short sentences, they may not understand things, and it causes a lot of confusion and cognitive decline.
So what exactly causes this? Do we know?
Well, aphasia is a general term that can be caused by several different categories of illnesses. I think a lot of people have heard of heart attacks. Well, there's something called a brain attack or a stroke. And a stroke, which could include either a blood clot in the brain or a bleeding stroke in the brain, depending on where in the brain the blood is either limited from flowing, or if there's a bleed in a certain part of the brain, that person can have a vascular cause of aphasia. There's a different type of aphasia called post-traumatic aphasia, where someone can have a traumatic brain injury, and if the part of the brain that's responsible for speech is impacted, they may not be able to speak or understand language. And then finally, there's a host of neurodegenerative conditions. That's a big word, but that means that the brain is declining. Neurodegenerative dementias, depending on where they affect the brain, can absolutely cause different types of aphasias.
So could this have been in any way tied to his career? I don't know. He's done so many stunts, right? He's done a lot of live action films. Could it be tied to that? Could it be tied to, what he's consumed in his body over the years? Or is it possible it could just be a genetic thing that has happened?
Well, these are great questions, and the only way to figure this out is to have a well-qualified physician take the necessary steps, doing a brain scan, making sure there's not a brain tumor, doing blood tests, doing cognitive assessments and speech assessments. It's really impossible to truly understand what's wrong in this case without having the entire picture. Could head trauma through acting have caused this? Sure. Could multiple head traumas have caused this? Sure. But something vascular or neurodegenerative absolutely also has to be thought about.
Well, we are definitely going to follow his treatment, his therapy. I hope you'll come back and talk with us some more. Dr. Isaacs, appreciate your time.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.